Welcome to Creatures of the Realm. I'm Henry Knight. I'm the DM for Playerole. We have a bi-weekly session with my players, and season 2 of our huge game episode 2 will begin on June 22nd, or continue on June 22nd. And please join us for that time. We have great content, great bunch of guys. We're having a lot of fun with it, and hopefully you're having fun with it too. But tonight we're going over the very special creature called the Fungi. Sounds great, right? Hear crickets? I do. I don't know if this is going to be good or not, but we're going to see. Anyways, let's go over the fungi. There's 3 different categories for the fungi, and there are the gas spore, the shrieker, and the violet fungus. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Yes, it sounds awesome because we're going over the fungi. Anyways, fungi, with its sky of jagged stone and perpetual night. The Underdark is home to all manner of fungi, taking the place of plants in the subterranean realm. Fungi are vital to the survival of many underground species, providing nourishment and shelter in the unforgiving darkness. Fungi spawn in organic matter, then break that matter down to consume it, feeding on filth and corpses. As they mature, fungi eject spores that drift on the lightest breeze to spawn new fungi. Not needing sunlight or warmth to grow, fungi thrive in every corner and crevice of the Underdark. Transformed by the magic that permeates that underground realm, Underdark fungi often develop potent defenses, mechanism, or abilities of mimicry and attack. The largest specimens can spread to create vast subterranean forests in which countless creatures live and feed. Ooh, it sounds horrible. But let me see here. The fungi, here's one of them, a gas spore. The first gas spores are thought to have spawned from dead beholders whose moldering corpses feed on a parasite fungus with aberrant magic. Having long since adapted into unique plant creature, a gas spore grows quickly and purposefully out of any corpse, creating a malevolent-looking mockery of its most feared of denizen of the Underdark. Eye tyrant's form. The gas spore is a spherical, balloon-like fungus that resembles a beholder from a distance, though its true nature becomes increasingly obvious as one approaches it. The monster possesses a blind central eye and grows spouting from its upper surface, superficially resembling a beholder's eye stalks. Sounds wonderful. And we're going over fungi, and this is the gas spore. Very disgusting. Death burst. Gas spore is hollow shell filled with lighter than air gas that enables it to float as a beholder does, piercing the shell with even the weakest attack because the creature, I guess, it bursts apart, releasing a cloud of deadly spores. A creature that inhales a spore becomes a host to them and is often dead within days. Its corpse then becomes the spawning ground from which the new gas spores arrive. Sounds great, doesn't it? Let me continue. Beholder memories. A gas spore that sprouts from the beholder's corpse sometimes carries within its memories of its deceased parent. When the gas spore explodes, its deadly spore casts those memories adrift. Any creature that inhales a spore and survives inherits one of the more of the beholder's fragmented memory and might gain useful information about the beholder's form layer, and other nearby places and creatures of interest. All right, now that I described the gas spore and what it does to you or any other creature, how to use it in your campaign. Well, Underdark is the catacombs underneath the forest, the cities. It's the lower levels, and it is a very dangerous place to a lot of creatures, a lot of players. The Underdark has these disgusting creatures, and fungi, gas spore, doesn't sound very good. But let me describe to you what it does. It's a large plant, this spore. It's unaligned, its armor class is 5. And what does that mean? That's DM talk, it's D&D talk. That's the protection it has. For those of you who don't know what armor class is, all you have to do is achieve that number or higher, and you get to hit that creature. It has 1 hit point, very, very, very weak creature, challenge rate of a half, 100 XP. But what makes it dangerous, death burst. As I described, it explodes. The spore explodes when it drops to 0 points. Each creature within 20 feet has to make a Constitution save of 15. Now, what does that mean? Andrew. What's up, Andrew? What does that mean with, what does that mean for a creature? All right, so DC is 15. You have to succeed to 15 or higher, and Constitution, it is what the definition is, Constitution. It's basically a health roll, and you make it, you're good. You don't make it, and you're going to take 3d6 poison damage. And what does poison do? According to this, spores infect the creature's system, killing a creature in a number of hours equal to 1d12 the creature's Constitution score. Unless the disease is removed, in half that time the creature becomes poisoned, the restoration, the rest of the game, and so forth. After the creature dies, it sprouts 2d4 tiny gas spores that grow to full size in 7 days. Ooh, pretty disgusting. Thank you. Pretty disgusting creature. Now, what does that mean for you? Normally, poison is on a very minimal level. Poison is you have disadvantage on your rolls, but unless it states something nasty like this is, even though it's a low-level creature, it blows up and it does this nasty crap. Eerie resemblance. The gas spore resembles a beholder. A creature that can see gas spores can discern its true nature with a successful DC intelligence nature check. Yeah. So, pretty deadly. But, doesn't have a lot of strength, dexterity, con, does have a lot of constitution. Well, no, not really, because it's very weak. Intelligence, wisdom, it's a plant. It's a plant. So, you go over that plant, walk over that plant, it's going to die. But when it dies, it'll explode and you're going to be poisoned unless you make that DC 15 roll. And you don't make it, you're done. It's not a dex save. It is a constitution save. Because if you don't make your nature roll, which is also an intelligence roll, and you have to make over 15, you're going to be like, whoa, this plant's dangerous. Let me move out of the way. No. You walk over it, you're done. So, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not done yet because under the monster manual, the fungi has 3 categories. Like I said before, the gas spore, the shrieker, and then the violet fungus. Ugh. Sounds nasty. Anyways. Someone in the chat said, can you set it on fire from a distance? Yeah, you can set it on fire, I guess. You can. But if there's a lot of them, then you're dealing with a lot of issues. Let me see what we got here. The Shrieker. The Shrieker is a human-sized mushroom that emits a piercing screech to drive off creatures that disturb it. Other creatures use the fungi as an alarm to signal the approach of prey. Various intelligent races of the Underdark cultivate Shriekers on the outskirts of the communities to discourage trespassers. Wonderful. It's a medium plant. Again, armor class 5. It's got to get a 5 or over to hit it. Hit points, it's a lot more durable than the other one. 13. Speed 0. The stats suck. The highest stat it has is Constitution. It's immune to blinded, can't deafen it or frighten it. It's a plant, guys. Just remember that. It can see 30 feet in the darkness. And what it does is it shrieks. And what does that do? The bright light of the creature is within 30 feet of the shrieker. It emits a shriek audible with 300 feet of it. The shrieker continues to shriek until the disturbance moves out of range, and for 1d4 of the shrieker's turn after. It warns the other plants. So imagine you approaching this gas spore, but first the shrieker realizes or knows that you're coming. It shrieks. So now you're holding your ears and you're gonna be in disarray, and you're upon gas spore and blows up, and you take poison. So, and perpetually you can die by a little creature, a plant. But I don't like this. It's disgusting. So anyways, that's a shrieker. And last but not least, we have the violent fungus. This purplish mushroom uses root-like feelers growing from its base to creep across caverns' floors. The 4 stalks protruding from a violent fungi's central mass are used to lash out at prey, rotting flesh with the slightest touch. Any creature killed by a violent fungus decomposes rapidly. A new violent fungus sprouts from the moldering corpse, growing to full size in 2d6 days. Alright, so imagine this. You're in a cave or the catacombs or the Underdark, wherever you're at, right? You come across the shrieker. It warns the other plants. You have the gas spore, perpetually can blow up and kill you. Then you have this violent fungus, and it can literally rot your flesh. Again, armor class 5. Hit points are a little higher. So the Shrieker had 13, this one has 18. And this one can move. Now the Shrieker, no speed. Gas spore, no speed. So you have plants, don't move. These fungi that don't move. And then the Shrieker doesn't move, the gas spore doesn't move. Shrieker yells or screams, the gas spore explodes, and then the violent fungus literally walk up to you. That's not cool. It has a challenge rating of a 4th, 50 experience points. False appearance. While the violent fungus remains motionless, it is indistinguishable from the ordinary fungus. Wow. What does that do? It has an attack. 1d4 rotting touch. So it has a +2 to hit attack. What does that mean in D&D talk? And damage is necrotic. What does that mean D&D talk? Well, that means a +2, you roll a 20-sided, you add that +2, and whatever you get, you have to hit the armor class of the opposing creature or player. And if you do so, you hit it. Now, after you hit, then you roll your damage die. Damage die for the violent fungus is 1d8 necrotic damage. Now, what does that do? Now, remember, according to this, it supposedly takes your flesh and you decompose basically. So, would you want to use this in your campaign? It sounds pretty cool. I like it. ... I might like it. I don't know, but either way, the fungi are pretty rad creatures that you can use for your games. Now, are they cool? Yeah, they're part of the Underdark. They're in the catacombs. They're plant-based. They're gonna be there. So whatever it is you guys like, as a DM, as players, you might encounter it as players. You might use it as DMs. Why not? Sounds cool. It gives your campaigns, your stories, ambiance. It really brings immerse yourself in the story, because you're in the catacombs. It's not going to be all cobblestone. It's not going to be all dirt. It's going to be forest. It's going to be whatever it is in your mind's eye, in your imagination. It's all going to be in there. The fungus, again, pretty cool. You walk up to a location. You hear this shrieker. You walk up to a gas spore. It blows up. You get damaged. Potentially, you could get hit pretty hard. And then the violent fungus. It doesn't move, but then you look to your right and it moves up to you. So, I think they're pretty cool creatures. Will it be in my game? Who knows? It might. I like it, but they're kind of disgusting, and if you want to use them, by all means, use them. It sounds like a lot of fun. They're fungi, and we've reached the last letter of F. So we're going to go to the next letter in the monster manual. So we're going to see what's next in the monster manual. What next creature is in it? Okay, we've done the fairy dragon, we've done the flame skull, the flum, the fomorian, the fungi, the 3 different categories of the fungi. The next, G, is very, very, there's a lot of creatures in G. There are gargoyles, the ghosts, the ghouls, the giant, the gith, gnolls, gnome, the grell, the grix, the griffin, grimlock. So there's just naming some here and there. So that, not going to go all of them. We're not going to go to all of them in next episode, but we're going to go to the very first in the category under G. But that is F, the fungi. And the F, they're just plants. Very cool. Now, I don't know how you run your games as a DM, but let me know in the comments if you like the fungi. Do you think they're cool? Would you use them in your campaigns? Would you use any plant creature? But speaking of plants, I gotta show everybody this. Behind here, I have a Venus flytrap. Yes, a Venus flytrap. And my little girl wanted one, so we got her a Venus flytrap. And they're small right now, but it will grow, and put a beetle in it, or I did, and sure enough, it just slowly clamped. Now, that's kind of cool. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for your comment. Oh, awesome. Yeah, so the Venus flytrap is very cool, and why not use it? If you can use a fungi in your campaigns, right? Why not use a Venus flytrap? Why not? It exists. Use it. You know? So the players are walking in this dark room. Then the light flickers, or all of a sudden they see torches in each side of the room. And the fire sways from the torches, and you could see just portions of light hitting the walls. And then all of a sudden you see this huge Venus flytrap. But instead of catching flies, it's going to eat you. Cool, huh? Again, plants can go either way. You can use the D&D fungi. You can use Venus flytraps. Hey, I got one behind me. They're small now, but what we're going to do is we're going to put them in the backyard. We're going to have a little area for them, and it's going to grow, and it's going to be cool. It's going to be big, and it's going to be cool. I'm not saying that it's going to eat a human being, but according to D&D, you know, you have your group. You're traversing, and all of a sudden you see this huge plant. Could be a Venus flytrap. It could be something out of your imagination, and that's what makes Dungeons and Dragons. That's the beauty of Dungeons and Dragons. That's the beauty of role-playing games. You use your imagination and you go forward. I'm trying to make creatures of the realm a little bit more personal. Well, now what do I mean by that? Simply not just reading the text of what the creature is, giving my own personal spice. What do I think of it? Is it good? Is it bad? Sort of reviewing the creature after I read it. And I give 2 thumbs up to the fungi. At first, I saw the inserts of it in the monster manual, and I thought, man, that's going to be boring to read. But it wasn't. It's kind of cool. Is it nasty? Yeah. Is it disgusting? Absolutely. But you know what? It is a creature that, if used well in your campaign, it will intensify it. It will. Even kind of scary. Think about it. You're in a dark room. Even if you have those dark vision, somebody casts a spell, darkness. Now, even with dark vision, because that's magic, you can't see beyond that. So, everything is dark. And you go through, and the only thing you got is your hands. And what do you feel? And what do you hear? You hear the shrieker. You've just managed to trample on the gas port. And then you have the violent... Here, I just forgot. They were so good, I just forgot what they were. And now you hear the violent fungus. So you have the violent fungus who potentially could move and attack you, but in the darkness, you don't know what it is. So everything is going to be at a disadvantage. So, low-level creatures used in a specific way, and secondly, it will bring horror to your game. It'll bring ambiance to your game. You need those things in a game. Not just the terrible NPC, not just a creature, a dragon, or the trolls, or the creatures that really, they get a lot of playtime, because nobody's going to use a fungi, poor little fungi, or gas sport, or even the Venus flytrap. Boring creatures, aren't they? No, they're not boring, they're great. If you put them in a perfect spot, in a setting, and no, Andrew, don't memorize this because you'll never know. You'll never know. But either way, if you have these creatures specifically in the game, hidden, and they come out to scare the hell out of your players, to show a little bit of freaky deaky horror. Have those elements that creates a wonderful scene in your D&D game. You guys will love it. You know, you can take easily a dog, a wolf, a bat, not just one bat, you know, a group of bats. Put them in your game. Just in your game, that brings a lot of ambience in the game. Fire arrows everywhere. You're gonna burn yourself, Andrew. No. But fire arrows. Anyways, what are you gonna do? I mean, you have a group of creatures. You have a group of bats, a group of wolves, a pack of wolves per se, not just one. And according to Andrew, fire arrows will take care of them. Maybe they will. But most importantly, in your game, the ambiance, the setting, and all these creatures that you have in the game, make sure that these creatures are there specifically to add and intensify the game, to have the game, the flow, and the game to move. You know, don't just have a wolf randomly walk up to you, unless it's part of the story, or these plants, the fungi. Oh, you're in the forest and you're going to meet these plants. Well, according to description, they're in the Underdark, they're in the catacombs, they're in the dungeons, the lower levels, the dark places. I'm not saying they won't exist in a forest, but just use them accordingly, and they're a lot of fun. Anyways, well, unless you guys had anything else for me, let me know here in the chat. Got a lot to go over in DM Talk coming up at 11:45 this evening. I've got a lot to say, 2 topics. Topic number 1, very hot. I'm not going to say anything about topic number 1 until DM Talk at 11:45, but topic 2, very cool in DM Talk. Last but not least, join us June 22nd for episode 2 of The Light. What is the light? What it represents? All those things are coming up next. June 22nd. Why so long? Why so long on the wait? Well, everyone's got to take a vacation. People have to take various breaks. We're all human beings. We're not robots. We're here to enjoy ourselves in Dungeons and Dragons, and just stay with us. Got some really good content. And one of my guys is on right now on Facebook listening to my Creatures of the Realm, and hopefully he'll stay on for DM Talk, because I got some really cool topics we can talk about in DM Talk at 11:45. But I hope you enjoyed tonight's Creatures of the Realm. The fungi. What is a fungi? Let's go over it real quick. A fungi, 3 categories. The gas spore, that explodes, exploding creature. The shrieker, a plant, an organic creature that shrieks, kind of warns the other plants or other fungi that you're coming. And then finally, we have the violent fungus. It moves 5 feet of speed, but what does that mean for D&D talk? Well, it's 5 feet, a hex. And you know what? It's enough to come up at you and attack you. What does that do? It rots your flesh. Pretty disgusting. Do you like those creatures? Well, go ahead and use them. I will. They're a lot of fun. They're plant-based. And I also mentioned another one, the Venus flytrap. I just happen to have one behind me. It hasn't grown yet. It's very small, and I fed it a beetle. I did. And it ate it. I just saw it. It was really cool. Anyways, More on that when it grows. I'm going to take pictures of it and I'm going to show y'all here. Either way, I will see you guys in the next episode. Glad you guys joined me. Thank you very much. I will see you tonight. DM Talk. The next episode of DM Talk coming next at 11:45. I'll see you guys later.